Okay. All right.
See you, Karen.
Good to see,
See you guys.
Good to see ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, Aubrey, take us away.
All right. Happy Tuesday. It is June 15th somehow, and we're going to go around the groups. It's been a quiet early start to the week, so I'm looking forward to hearing what everyone's got. We're going to start with Joelle.
Hi guys. I've had a slow few days. I lost my luggage, so I lost my notebook that had all my notes because I write everything down in my checklist and my planner, and that's all gone. So I've been playing a little bit of catch up these past couple of days. I've had a slow 2 days, but hopefully today and the next couple of days I can get back on that grind and keep working on the pretrial housing memo.
Joelle, do you need a hand, or you just have to go back and redo some work?
I just mostly I write everything down and plan everything out. So I just have to redo that for myself. That's just how it flows well in my brain. So I need a little bit, but I think I'm good on my own, but I'll definitely reach out if I do need a hand.
Okay, great. And we'll go to Regis and Catherine next.
Yeah, we're really in the final stretch, I'd say. Most of the issues that we had were resolved this morning, so that was really nice. I think we just have some lingering questions for the appeals court. We're working on the late docketing statement interview for the appeals court. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Catherine, anything to add?
No, yeah, I think it's going on at a nice pace. We're both learning a lot of new tricks.
And we thought we might get a look later today.
Yeah. Great. Next, we'll go to Sarah.
Hello, and Michelle, I was just going to message you because I think I might need to set up some time with you just to make sure I am doing the file name piece. I am so close. I know I've been saying this. I just need to swap out that file name. I ended up just duplicating it to see if that would work, but I think it will be a million times easier if I just upload the file name, and then I just need to clean up the code because we won't need fields that were in the original form. So really close, Michelle. I'm going to message you to see if we can just set up time because me trying to figure this out has been quite the journey. So hopefully by next Teaching Tuesday, we'll be good to go for a demo.
Great. And Sarah, if you can stick around, we are going to do Teaching Tuesday after this, and that is an issue that we could work through together live if you're able to stick around.
I have a meeting at 1, but I think next week I might try to push it so that I can. But thank you.
Totally understandable. Next, we'll go to Eleni.
Hey. So there was a storm yesterday and my power went out, so I wasn't really able to do much. But I am having a meeting with Aubrey later today to figure out something for the consumer debt interview for the testing. So yeah, everything's good so far.
And Eleni, did you start on the courts gathering that information, or is that not yet? I know we talked about it really late at the end of the week.
Yeah, that's not yet because of the power outage yesterday, but I did do the, what's it called? The simple language review or something for one of the forms that was on the other grab bag thing.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll go to Connor, Ryan, and Donna.
So yeah, we've made good progress. I mean, we've gotten to a point where we can run all the way through the interview and get a completely generated document. It's just we still have a few I don't really know what to call it. I've been kind of calling it continuity to myself, where certain strings of selections will result in an error. So we're kind of just trying to iron out the wrinkles with those. But we've been able to run all the way through and get completed documents with some of the options. So hopefully we'll be able to work through the rest of our stuff, and maybe we'll have a question or two for Teaching Tuesday.
And how is it working coordinating across the three of you? We gave you three because it was a harder form.
Mhm.
I know you're all in sort of different spaces too. So how is that working out?
Yeah, so right now we've been
Oh, but Anna, you're muted.
yeah, we've been meeting right around 10 and meeting for like 3 to 4 hours, just going through the code together and making sure we're all on the same page in terms of what needs to be changed and pushing and pulling on GitHub. And then we've been working through some of the bigger issues, and we might have a few questions in Teaching Tuesday about that.
Donna, I know you were unmuting there. What do you want to add?
Yeah, it works really good. So we have the meetings almost every day, like 2-3 hours, just trying to get through everything together, and then we kind of assign the tasks as well between ourselves. So we do it at our own time and then pull it all together, and yeah, so it works pretty good.
Good.
Great. And I'll go to Kajal and Shauna.
Yeah, it's been good. Just moving things around, making sure it looks good. We haven't had any like more errors, so just like moving things around, just making sure like the form looks good. And I think one issue is there are some questions that were being repeated, so just going through and getting rid of those, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I spent the weekend also working on my old form from the past semester. Because we finally got the list of forms or the list of charges that we needed. I didn't want to do it by hand, so I wrote a piece of code to make it all go in nicely. But now, because I had to change first name and last name to different words, it's not working anymore. So I have to fix that. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing my other form.
I think David's talking to.
Yes, I'm talking
else.
to a little one.
Well, that sounds great. And I mean, I know it's a separate project, but if you want to bring it to Teaching Tuesday, everybody can learn from different projects. So just throwing it out there. That sounds great. So it sounds like everyone's been quietly making progress, which is good to hear. We'll work through some of the stuff at Teaching Tuesday. Let's see, Michelle, do you have anything?
Well, one, I wanted to say, remember that you can actually paste code in the channel and ask for help in the channel, or like paste a link to the code in GitHub. You can push it to GitHub and then paste a link to that code, and people can run it and try it. And other people may have probably run into the problems you're running into, because you're all in a similar place, and and there have been lots of people where you are. So just a reminder, because if you're stuck, you don't have to stay stuck until the next Tuesday or whatever, or until the next call. So for me, the testing framework, I think we can change it to 3 columns in a different way, which is putting the full variable name in the variable column and reserving the value for other things, and for things being checked off and things being not. There's like some confusion about like there's some back and forth about kind of what is the easiest way to express those, especially since there's like we have to normalize for double quotes and single quotes. So we're just going to change it all into single quotes and take out any backslashes that DocAssembly might have put in. If anybody thinks that sounds nuts, then let me know. But it'll just be for the matching of the row and the table. Nothing will be changed in the variables themselves, just to make sure things match. And I don't think that should like break anyone unless someone puts something in specifically with double quotes and then single quotes differently to differentiate them, but that is very bad. So I don't think they should do that. I think you're on mute, David, if you're talking to us. Okay. So then there was the kind of conceptual question of, is a test supposed to represent the user and their state in life, or is it supposed to represent the input that the user is putting into the form? The feedback I got was that we want it to be the way that the user is interacting with the form. So it should represent the way that the user is interacting with the form, even for the scenario-based tables, which are supposed to be a bit more stable and like independent of the form I had originally thought, but that's the direction we're going. And there may be a little bit more difficult to explain the 3-column arrangement, but honestly, it's difficult to explain anyway. It does mean that the table generation may not be able to be as effective. I have to mess around with that. But since it's not going to be able to put in the soft var column at all, it's debatable how valuable that will be in the end anyway. It could be for simple interviews. It could still be very valuable for simple interviews, but it may need a bunch of work in order to get to this 3-column place, because it needs to be able to tell what's a dictionary versus what is a class under various situations, and like in what way to parse that. And it's still, I've discovered, the table generator will not be able to deal with no yes fields of any kind, like no yes checkboxes, no yes radios, no yes buttons, because the values are true and false, and it can't tell whether they are intended to be opposite on the screen itself, just what they are in the data. So whoever that means anything to, if you have thoughts on that or ideas for that, that would be on any of that stuff, those would be quite welcome. So I know it's a lot of details, but I'm hoping that someone can catch on and like, and someday I'll be showing y'all how to write the tests, and then you can tell me, oh, it actually needs to be the opposite way than you made it, and then we can deal with that situation. So, but if you realize that now, you should tell me now that I don't have to redo it later. But you know, so that's mostly I've been putting my head down and switching gears on the testing framework. Yes. So, and you know, having some great sessions talking about code, where I go on a bit long. I realize I'm a little too fascinated with this stuff, but
Well,
I appreciate the time y'all take.
It's on the record, and I can go watch it at half speed to maybe catch half of the words that you said. So
yes,
it had value in that sense for me.
Yes.
Thank you, Michelle.
And right now I'm a bit stuck. I was saying earlier on like waiting for people to review my PRs, because I don't want to get too far ahead of the PRs, which means unless Caroline is taking up my time, if you all want a little extra help here and there, drop me a line and let me know. Cool.
Great. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah.
Bryce, did you have anything?
Not too much, because I was just out on Friday and yesterday. So I've gotten some, we're working with a group or like the courts in Louisiana that we might be e-filing with. And I have a little playground, not playground as a DocAssembly playground, but playground is in like a just server that I can play around with and start doing some e-filing stuff there. And that's really, I think that's all that's happened that I have to report.
Awesome. I hope you enjoyed a long weekend. Quentin, did you have anything?
Not really, except since Eleni's on the call, I guess could mention we were thinking of getting some of your help testing the 2.9a. So just highlight that out loud. Other than that, nothing that needs general. Oh, the other thing is, sorry, 2.9a, I guess was what we already discussed. The other one was upgrading the version of assembly line on our production server, and just wanting to make sure that we can go through and check and ensure that all of those variables, but the interviews that rely on it don't break. although we don't expect that they would have, just to do like one check through on all of the ones that were using the old version of the assembly line code, which is only like 4 or 5 interviews, I think.
Yeah, and so if anybody wants to volunteer for that, that would be a way to see just some of the other interviews that are out there that are live and being used, and also kind of get a taste for testing. Wouldn't, could just do one, not take too long. I'll put it in the grab bag, but also maybe assign some out if I don't get a volunteer. Thank you, Eleni. David, did you have anything?
Yeah, so I did that thing that sometimes people do when it's like, ooh, I have all this free time in my calendar, but it's a holiday. And that's why I had all this free time in my calendar. So I want to remind everyone that the university observes Juneteenth next Monday. So it's a long weekend and you shouldn't be, there's no expectation for work on that Monday. So that is our observance. Yeah, it's a weird observation. They're doing it on Monday.
Not Friday?
Not Friday.
Okay, everyone else in the
I know,
city is
this
doing
is
it on
the
Friday.
other confusing thing. And I suspect it's because the university doesn't have people on campus on Friday during the summer. So, yeah. So for what it's worth.
So that's Monday the 21st?
Monday the 21st.
So my update, do I now need to move that?
We can talk about that, but
Okay.
yeah, you could, if there were other dates that work, that might be reasonable to do.
Okay. Well, so my update is that we've got a focus group to talk about the appellate brief that we're working on with the appeals court. So it's going to be really exciting, get their input and start to kind of bring some subject matter experts for input. And Sarah, I saw you had a hand.
I have a very quick question. I, for some reason, thought the grab bag was like an actual grab. Like for some reason, I thought we were doing a grab bag. So when I went to go, I was like, oh, and then I was confused. Is the grab bag basically like a bunch of things that need to be done and folks can take them as needed? Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I don't see gift names here.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't have a present for you today. But I mean, this is all present. We're
yeah. All right. Glad I clarified. Perfect. Thank you.
But otherwise, no big update. Been seeing some of you on the sidelines and things have been going well. So I think we're going to do some demos this week, which is great. We've got a volunteer for today. I'm going to reach out to the other groups who said they'd be ready on Friday just to double check. And I think, it sounds like everybody's got something up and running, which is great. I think that's kind of where I really wanted to be at. So we'll move forward, do some demos so that you can continue to get some direction on everything. And I think that was everybody. That's a wrap for Tuesday. We've got a few minutes, so we'll roll right into maybe a demo to kick us off for Teaching Tuesday.
So we stop.
I'm going to stop
the
this
Yeah.
recording. Yeah.
We'll swap the recording.